Hi, welcome to Santo Domingo.
What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV coming to you from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. We're going to show you everything to do in this beautiful city. Let's do it. That's right, everybody. We've got 20 things for you to do here in this old city of Santo Domingo, the oldest city in the Americas, actually.
Here we are now at Tres Ojos National Park.
And believe it or not, there actually is a national park in the city of Santo Domingo. This here is a cave system. There's 3 different lakes here. That's why they're called the Tres Ojos, 3 eyes. The entrance fee here is 200 Dominican pesos, which comes out to around $3.40. I would suggest buying the ticket online so you don't have to use the QR code when you get there.
Here we are in the Colonial Area.
Santo Domingo Colonial Zone is actually the heart of where the European settlement was. Now, this is the oldest European settlement in the Americas, settled in 1494 by Bartholomew Columbus, who is the younger brother of Christopher. Calle Conde is actually one of the main boulevards that go right through the heart of the Colonial Zone. One thing I want to say is that it is considered in Puerto Plata to be a bit older than Santo Domingo. The difference is they didn't have a fortification or a cathedral built in Puerto Plata like they did here in Santo Domingo.
Here we are now at Parque Colon, which is Columbus Park.
Parque Colon is right here in the heart of the Colonial Zone. Very beautiful. They've got a cathedral and several restaurants that you may want to hang out with. Also, lots of pigeons if you enjoy feeding those pigeons. One thing I will say about Colon, anytime you see that word here in Dominican Republic, it's referring to Columbus. And as we continue to show you around the Colonial Zone here, we're gonna look at Alcazar Colon, which is another popular place just down the road from the park. So lots of activities and places for you to explore while here. Alcazar Colon is a palace.
Here we are now at Calle Las Damas.
Here they have a few museums and houses, as well as a chocolate museum we'll be showing you later. But the importance of this one is it was the first paved road in the Americas. Calle Las Damas actually translates to the Ladies' Street. And the way it got its name was from the wife of Diego Columbus and her lady friends who were known to walk along the road.
Now we're going to go to the cacao experience.
So cacao is grown here in Dominican Republic in abundance. The difference between cacao and regular chocolate is it's semi-refined organic cane sugar. And this here is the museum where they show you where it comes from, how it's grown, and how they actually take the cacao plant and turn it into that chocolate that everyone loves so much around the world. While here you can try chocolate in its raw form, which is quite bitter actually. And then you can try the chocolate with a variation of different percentage of sugar. As you guys know, chocolate and sugar alone were very valuable commodities for trade back in the 17 and 1800s, mostly because of the demand in Europe. For me, I really like the white chocolate that's mixed with coconut milk. So delicious.
Here we are now at Fort Santo Domingo.
Also known as Fortaleza Ozama. While I was here, they were actually doing a wedding, so I couldn't go inside. But it is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, being the oldest military construction of European origin in the Americas. Opened in 1502.
Plaza Castro.
Plaza Castro is a nice place to go drink a cup of coffee, see the sights, what people are up to around here, maybe playing dominoes or some other board game, but really a nice area to hang out and picturesque. For me, this was the most picturesque side of the Colonial Zone, so that's the south side towards the Malecon.
And while here, you can also go to Casa De Teatro, which is a nice place to catch a show.
As with many Spanish colonies in the Americas, going to a theater show is popular, whether you're in Buenos Aires, Santo Domingo, or someplace in Venezuela or Colombia. So do try to get around to a theater show at some point. And as we continue to show you around Santo Domingo and here in the Colonial Zone, I want to let you guys know that we have just been going through Latin America and the Caribbean for the last 3 months non-stop. So if you guys are really interested in traveling this region, go check some of our videos. I'll put some below. Also going to Puerto Rico and some of these other areas. It's very important to understand how the Caribbean's set up also, because there is French, British, Spanish, and Dutch all in this area, making for a wide variety of experiences that can be had here in the Caribbean islands.
Now here we are at Mercado Modelo.
Here at the Mercado Modelo, you will find local artisan crafts. Some of the things you'll find local apparel. I got a Dominican Republic hat here. You can also get a Dominican Republic shirt.
XL?
Yeah.
So look at this. I come here and I got this shirt, very good deal. This is actually green trees, and he's giving it to me for $1,500, $1,200.
No, this big one for 2,000. Well, for you, 1,800.
$1,800.
Yeah, was it small? Right?
1,500. Okay. All right, everybody happy?
Beautiful.
Okay.
No.
And that comes out to around $25. You'll notice him and I were going back and forth with the price. The main goal is finding that sweet spot that works for you, the consumer, as well as the vendor. So if you guys can work a deal, why not get some nice apparel from this market? They also have other things you can buy here, like trinkets for your house or souvenirs for your friends and family. Lots of local art as well, things that you can put on your wall at home. Very beautiful, actually. But yeah, I would say if you come out here, try to show up in the morning time.
Here we are now at the Malecon here in Santo Domingo.
So this basically is the waterfront at the southern part of the island. Very beautiful area to walk around, take a stroll in the morning or in the evening time. Obviously you get the sunrise in the morning, the sunset in the evening, and just walking around here. Beautiful waves, nice little beaches. There are some people who come up to you asking for a shoe shine. You can do it if you want, just make sure you negotiate the price beforehand so you don't get any surprises. But I would say more than anything, you're here to exercise or get a nice walk in. So maybe don't entertain the street vendors unless you're really up to it. But either way, Malecon, lots of hotels and casinos across the road. So you might actually end up staying at one of those hotels like the Sheraton or the Renaissance or Crown Plaza. Those are all right there on the other side of this here Malecon. This is an interesting obelisk with these paintings of religious figures right on there. And then there's also a theme park right here at Plaza Juan Barón, maybe a place to take the kids because they've got nothing but kiddie rides. And here we are at the Faro Colon, which is the Columbus lighthouse. If you look right behind me, you can see this is actually where Christopher Columbus, his remains are here because he died in Spain, but he said he wanted to be buried, or some of his remains here in Dominican Republic because he loved it so much. Faro Colon is actually much more than a lighthouse. As you can see, it's actually a museum where they have exhibitions from countries all around the world. So it is a place to get a lot of history. I probably learned more about the history of the Caribbean and Dominican Republic here at this museum than I ever have in my entire life. There's a lot of information for you to learn here. And most of that was because the guide that I had was able to guide me and show me where to get the information. So I just found out that Puerto Plata is actually even older than Santo Domingo. And when they originally settled there, it was called La Isabela. Now you know. Is this Africa?
Yeah.
And then you have España?
Yeah.
And no America.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Here the Caribbean.
The
our
Caribbean.
Dominican Republic, Cuba, Jamaica, Puerto Rico.
This is Brazil
Yeah.
and North America.
North America.
But the Caribbean was more important than North America and South America because they don't have a map for...
No, exactly, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. As it turns out, when Christopher Columbus first arrived in North America, he arrived in an island in the Bahamas, and it's right here called Isla San Salvador. And then the second island was Cuba, and the third island was La Hispaniola, which is where Dominican Republic shares with Haiti now. But I believe the island is now called Watering Island or something like this in the Bahamas now. It's a British colony, of course. Well, some corrections. It's actually called Watlings Island, and Bahamas is not necessarily a British colony. It is a part of the Commonwealth. This here is Piantini. This is the popular area where most of the hotels are. You're going to find Winston Churchill Boulevard, also Abraham Lincoln and JFK Boulevard. So lots of hotels and malls around here. We're walking around the Acropolis, and you also have the Blue Mall, which we'll be showing you a little later on. Now let's talk about some of the local foods here. Mofongo is very popular. Also, you're going to have plantain chips or lots of chicharron and Presidente beer, the national beer of the Dominican Republic. And it's one of my favorite beers in the world.
And now here we are at the Botanical Garden.
Now, when you come here, you will notice that there is the National Botanic Garden, Dr. Rafael Maria Moscoso, and it was founded in 1976. This is a very nice place to walk around. They have a Japanese garden. For those of you who are into botany or exploring the tropics here in Santo Domingo with the flora and fauna, don't miss this one. I would suggest either the morning or the evening time. The afternoon is a bit hot. Park is 450 acres and it's a lot of greenery. The ticket price is around $5 per person, so I think that's a fair price for this location. Like I said, show up in the morning.
Now here we are at Agora Mall.
For those looking for a modern mall, Agora Mall seems like it's one of the biggest ones and the best in the city. There are a few different malls, but I don't know, maybe you're coming to Santo Domingo and want to go for a food court run, or maybe get some electronics or something.
Now here we are at Blue Mall.
Another option would be Blue Mall, which is actually right there where the JW Marriott is. They've got lots of restaurants and more shopping going on, more high-end here at Blue Mall, I would say. As you can see, Louis Vuitton right there. But now what we're gonna do is actually give you guys some important information about arriving into Santo Domingo.
Okay, let's talk about the arrival process into Santo Domingo or into Dominican Republic. So when you arrive, you have to fill out an e-ticket form, and that will take about 5 minutes to fill out. You can hear the traffic around here is quite intense, so do prepare for a long drive from the airport to the Colonial Area or to
Piantini.
That usually takes around 35 to 40 minutes. Unless it's rush hour, it may take longer. Right now it is rush hour. You can see lots of honking and lots of traffic on the road here. About safety here in Santo Domingo. So I've been all around Piantini. This is a very safe area. Also, I went to the Malecon, the Colonial Area, very safe. Malecon is a little bit sketch at night, or sometimes in the daytime there's people out there trying to solicit you for shoe cleaning pretty aggressively, but other than that, it's also a very safe place. There are certain parts of the city that you probably shouldn't go, where you might be aggressively heckled. Here along Winston Churchill Boulevard, I found it to be safe. Also Abraham Lincoln Boulevard, and I think there's a JFK Avenue. I would say all of those are very safe. For example, the Intercontinental Hotel here at Courtyard Marriott. Also, they have the Homewood Suites by Hilton right over here, very safe, and the JW Marriott. So this is the Acropolis. They have the Blue Mall over there, very safe area right here along Winston Churchill. Just wanted to give that a heads up, but there are some areas that you probably shouldn't want to go.
If you guys enjoyed this one, watch our Punta Cana or San Juan, Puerto Rico video next.